This last week has been a really busy one. I've been taking all those things that I've recently bought and all the fabrics and the glues and all the other bits and pieces, and I've been trying to create the basis of a set of products that I can sell in my store. So what I've tried to do is think about all the sorts of things that I could decorate and then sell, and make a few of each and just see what works. And if you have a look at my website now, you will see that there are quite a few items in various sections, and I've managed to create 45 listings. I don't know where the last week's gone. It's just been non-stop. It's a difficult process because you have to wait for glue to dry and varnish to dry, and you've got to come up with ideas. So it didn't feel like I was working really hard, and of course it's really enjoyable to do as well. So as I've been going along, I've been like trying out something and then using places like Pinterest as inspiration to think, well, how can I do this slightly differently? And I've managed to put a little bit of like my store's character into some of the items. So for things like the wall hangings, they've got the hanging at the back is the braided fabric that I use to make my coasters. I've included vintage buttons, things like that, and of course everything is including anything that might be destined for landfill. So I've got beads and odd buttons everywhere, and I've been using all those things within this because they don't really fit into anything else that I make. The haberdashery department is also now up and running, so that is in place. So I feel like I've really added to the store, and now it's just a case of waiting and seeing. I have sold a selection of items in these new stores, which is great. I am in profit on the decoupage department, so to speak, and that includes, we've got the candle jars and the tea light holders and the oil burners, which I've now got in, which I showed on that last video, and then all the other things. So you've got the window hangings, the wall hangings, the sets of desk tidies and bathroom tidies. And now that I have a set of things, I've taken a bit of a step back because I have sewing projects to get on with, and I needed to clear the space to be able to work on fabrics and do sewing without getting glitter and glue and paint all over, that sort of stuff. So I've reached a point where I can say, okay, I feel like I've got enough items in my store now where I can experiment with that now. So now I've got those things up. Some of them are already sold, so I know that there are certain colours, certain patterns that are attracting maybe a little bit more attention, and where I still have some of those pattern ways, I can start to incorporate those into new things. I've put on that every item that I have is within reason unique, so I don't want to, just because something has sold, I don't necessarily want to duplicate it exactly, but I might do variations on a theme. For instance, those gorgeous partridge and pears on that lovely pink purple background, those coasters sold the same day I put them up, so I won't be making another set exactly the same because, as I say, I try to say that everything is unique, but I might try a variation on that, do a set with that but with other things in it to change it. I want to keep everything very individual, and of course everything's limited, so once that partridge paper's gone, it's gone anyway. I've made them in a set of wall hangings, which I think look really pretty as well. So there's all sorts of things going on. I've made some of the eggs. I've got 3 sets of 3 egg window hanging designs, and I think they look quite cute. They're simple, easy things for people to buy. If somebody wants to get something as a gift for somebody, something like that, just a single item that's £3 or £4, isn't as, as expensive as something else. So I've tried to cover all the different price variations within this department, and I've tried to create a variation of things. Now that I've done that, I'm going to take a little bit of a break to get on with this sewing work that really needs to be done. I have a deadline on that. If I leave it much longer, it's not going to get done. And then I will come back and carry on with other things that I need to decorate. I've still got those plates to do. I've got those frames to do. I've still got some more candle jars and coasters to do. But I feel like I've now got the basis of a set of things. So I'm going to take a few days to get on with sewing. I have a car camping trip coming out next week, so next week's already busy, and then I will come back to this and pick up on this again. I've made loads of stuff, and I feel like I've been so productive and working towards something, because this department has sold better than any other department in terms of volume so far this year. They are lower price points, but I'm selling more of them, which is great. Just need to sell enough to be able to pay my bills and survive, basically. That's all I'm trying to do here. We're not talking about massive profits or anything, but I feel like it's going well, and so I will continue along that route, and I hope you like the stuff that I've shown you. Take a look at my website, which is in the show notes, and you can have a look and see what I've got. It's great stuff for like gifting. They're small items, and yeah, I know it feels like a hard sell, but it's taken ages for me to really get stuck into doing this work. But I feel like now that I've been out and I've done the purchases and I have the things to work with, it's kind of started to fall into place. I do want to experiment with some new ideas, and it's been a bit of a learning curve. So there are some things that I've done that have worked really well first time, other things where I've made mistakes, other things where I think that this is too much like what other people already do. Because the problem with this, if you go and look on Pinterest or Etsy, everybody's doing decoupage jars and candle jars and things like that. And it's just trying to find either a different way of doing things or a different item. And you know, there's nothing new under the sun. Everything's been done before. It's all variations on a theme. So, and I've also heard in the news that apparently Poundland has been sold for £1. Now, Poundland took over Wilko's, I think it was a couple of years ago when they went under. And so I don't know what's going to happen to Poundland. So I need to get over there and stock up on some of the cheap things that I was buying there to keep me in, like craft glue and gloss varnish and acrylic paint, because once they're gone there aren't going to be any cheap supply stores in my area. There are others, but they're not as cheap, and I need to try and keep the costs down as low as possible. I spent a lot more money on buying all those extra things, but I have sold a few more things since then, so we are still in profit, and I just need to keep at it. We're coming into school holiday time, so people are going to be directing their money elsewhere, I would imagine, over the summer. So I don't expect a lot to happen. The next thing I need to do is start, unfortunately, thinking about Christmas. And I know if you make Christmas stuff, you start stocking, or you stock all year round, because people buy things out of season. So I've got a couple of candle jars on the go, which really cute little Christmassy themes, and I can do some coasters and things. I don't want them to be like really Christmas focused, because I don't like the idea of people just buying something for Christmas and then it goes. It would be nice if they are things that kind of follow the theme but could be used all year or will be brought out every single year. I don't want it to be a use for Christmas and get rid of it item. So I want to work on that as well, and hopefully that will help. I don't normally do seasonal stuff, so doing Christmas or Easter generally doesn't fit with what I do. But you know, I'm looking at the things that I've got, and I've been a hoarder of cards and wrapping paper and like wrapping ribbons and all the bits and pieces. So I have lots of material to work with for seasonal things, where you know, Mum keeps like all the Christmas cards and the decent wrap after Christmas, and I take it and then I can use it. So now I can really use it in a different way now, which is fantastic. So I'm going to look forward to creating with that. So I'm going to go. That's my little update, and I hope that that has all been interesting to you. And onwards and upwards we will keep on. There's a fly in here. Where have you come from, fly? He's gone now. So that's it. So that's my another update, and yeah, I'm going to go off and have some fun doing some car camping. I'm going up to Ulverston, and the weather looks like it's going to be amazing, and I'm going to see the beach and do some genealogy research, so it'll be an interesting few days away. And you can find that over on, I've got another channel called Walk With Me, which you can find on my other channels as well. And you know, if you like road trips and hikes and stuff like that, then you might like that as well. So that's going to be my little reward for all the work that I've done over the last, feels like I've been working on this for months, but I think it's probably only been a couple of weeks since I really got stuck into this. But I feel like I've achieved something and it feels good. It's nice to be this busy again. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.